You are about to know the thrill of seeing that which has never been seen before. You are about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world, the world of 1960. For the first time in history, you'll see
We interrupt your regular programming. This is a national emergency. The President of the United States or his designated representative will be speaking shortly on the emergency broadcast system. Please stand by.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Kennedy will be speaking shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to give you an update on the situation regarding the Soviet Union and NATO. The North American Aerospace Defense Command has detected the launch of 80 intercontinental ballistic missiles. These missiles are believed to be carrying nuclear warheads. The targets of these missiles are unknown at this time, but it is believed that the majority of them will come across and hit the United States. The United States and other NATO members are currently preparing for counter-strikes against the Soviet Union. For all those all across the United States, I urge you to seek a fallout shelter right away. Take at least 14 days of supplies with you to your shelter, such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, a first aid kit, and a battery-powered, or hand-cranked radio, preferably one with an alert indicator. Do not leave your shelter, as you are exposing yourself to radioactive fallout. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that this is a very scary situation, but we must work together to save lives, and we can rebuild, and make a stronger country. We will not fall to our enemies. America will not be broken. But for now, focus on saving you and your loved ones. Thank you for listening to my message. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America. That was a message from President Kennedy. Please stay tuned for more information.
Тем, кто позволяет себе такие заявления в отношении России, хочу напомнить, что наша страна также располагает различными средствами поражения, а по отдельным компонентам и более современными, чем у страны. И при угрозе территориальной целостности нашей страны для защиты России и нашего народа мы, безусловно, используем все имеющиеся в нашем распоряжении средства. Это не блеф. Граждане России могут быть уверены, территориальная целостность нашей Родины, наша независимость и свобода будут обеспечены. Подчеркну это еще раз. Всеми имеющимися у нас средствами. А те, кто пытаются шантажировать нас ядерным оружием, должны знать, что роза ветров может развернуться и в их сторону.
BMUs confirmed a massive attack.
That's a warning, no malfunction.
Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
Cobra Native, this is an exercise.
Negative, this is not an exercise.
General, DBS is tracking 300 inbound Soviet ICBMs.
Tell me this is one of your simulations, Mr. Kicker. All right. Flush the bombers, get the subs in launch mode. We are at DEFCON 1.
DEFCON 1?
Look at this. Major Lim, give me a report on the Whopper.
Initial attack profile is a full-scale Soviet strike. Whopper is putting our losses at 85 to 95% of the strategic forces.
What does Whopper recommend, Mr. McKittrick?
Full-scale retaliatory strike.
I need some machine to tell me that.
President's on his way to Andrews to join Airborne Command, so we have to give launch option.
Has he been in touch with the Premier?
Russians are still denying everything, sir.
We have a Soviet submarine launch detection.
Let's go into a launch mode. Close up the mountain.
This is Crystal Palace. We're closing up the mountain. You'll have to hurry. After the gates are closed, nobody gets in or out.
Initiate internal power. Generators on and functioning. External power disconnected. Seal off ventilation shafts. Shaft lock sealed. The gates closed.
Название этого храма обращается ко всем военнослужащим. Христос воскрес, и все вместе с Ним воскреснем. И жизнь вечна, а потому идите смело исполнять свой воинский долг. И помните, что если вы жизнь свою положили за Родину, за други своя, как говорит Священное Писание, то вы будете вместе с Богом в Его царстве, в Его славе, в Его вечной жизни.
أرجنتين إن شاء الله عمل عجيني عبود تكن ساو تشرسين واش عدول لس يو بالبونك بس وهي قاق بوليس غرت يا دعتي يسير بوك أحمد سيلا بوش إن شاء الله.
Слово чеченец, это мы знаем, кто такой, и знает нас весь мир. Они нас ждут, скоро они увидят. И еще увидели.
Сейчас едем третий раз. Если надо будет и 10, и 100 раз поедем.
Наши деды воевали за это. И даст Аллах, мы тоже будем за это воевать и уничтожать фашизм со всех сторон.
Знаешь, у нас нету никаких эмоций, у нас есть путь. Этот путь Ахмад Хаджи Кадырова. Он светлый, он несет добро и мир. Только вперед, одним словом. Здесь каждый хочет умереть на этом пути намного больше, чем эти твари жить. Ахмад сила, Аллаху Акбар.
Ахмад сила! Аллаху Акбар! Аллаху Акбар!
Ни один враг не смеет угрожать России. Вместе мы сила. И Ахмад сила.
Словами речь идет о мире, в котором нет справедливости и новый порядок начинает формироваться взамен существующего результаты. Все это показало, что Америка руководствуется исключительно своими интересами в ущерб интересам многих других стран.
In the shadow of war in Europe,
the European Council adopted today a historical decision.
It is granting the EU candidate status to Ukraine.
This is a crucial moment for us, for the European Union.
We agree with what we signed on to
and for peace
a long time ago. And that there's a one China policy, that Taiwan makes their own judgments about their independence. We are not moving, we're not encouraging their being independent. That's their decision.
But would U.S. forces defend the island?
Yes, if in fact there was an unprecedented attack. Don't. Will it change the face of war? Unlike anything since World War II. It'll be consequential. They'll become more of a pariah in the world than they ever have been, and depending on the extent of what they do, will determine what response was there.
In the shadow of war in Europe,
The European Council adopted today a historical decision.
it is granting the EU candidate status to Ukraine.
This is a crucial moment for us, for the European Union, also for Ukraine.
And for peace and democracy on our shared continent.
Because we share the European continent.
Russia's military aggression will not succeed in depriving people in Europe of their right to live a normal, decent life.
Ukraine will win. Europe will prevail.
Today marks the beginning of a long journey that we will walk together.
We will immediately launch the preparation for the integration of Ukraine into European structures and ultimate membership into the European Union.
With this historic decision, the EU sends a very strong message.
Ukrainian people belong to the European family. Ukraine's future is with the European Union.
Ukraine and the EU stand together for peace.
Stop using Ukraine as a proxy against Russia. Stop using Ukraine as a proxy against Russia. No to war. No to NATO.
This isn't a serious, credible document. It's actually a xenophobic rant. EU-Russia relations are at their lowest ebb ever, and the Parliament's response is more, much more of exactly the same thing. Prevent Russia from developing relations with EU countries individually, ratchet up NATO, strengthen EU defences to deter Russia, sanctions and international investigations, and so on. Much of the information is false, misleading and one-sided. We surround Russia with NATO bases and we call them the aggressor. We support opposition groups and we accuse them of foreign
agree with
interference.
what we signed on
The European
a long
project
time ago.
is not being
And
undermined
there's
and
a one
divided
China
by
policy,
Russia
and
by
Taiwan
the
makes
rank
their own judgments
hypocrisy
about their
that is
independence.
characterised in
We
this
are not
report.
moving,
And
we're
the
not
only
encouraging their
beneficiaries
being
of this
independent. We're
nonsense
not let
is
that's
the
their
arms
decision.
industry made
But
fat
would
on
U.S.
the
forces
profits
defend
of
the
its
island?
hysteria.
Yes,
So
if
when
in fact there was
people
an
ever
unprecedented
calm down
attack.
and cop on. We need to work diplomatically with our neighbours for a peaceful resolution of differences. Could you back off the Russia phobia? The last thing we need is a Cold War turning into a hot one. We absolutely reject the report in its entirety.
Change the face of war, unlike anything since World War II. It'll be consequential. They'll become more of a pariah in the world than they ever have been, and depending on the extent of what they do, will determine what response was there.
Россия должна вывести свои войска. Украина имеет полное право защищать целостность и суверенитет своей страны и свою демократию. В этом мы поддерживаем Украину. И поэтому также совершенно ясно, что эти фиктивные референдумы не могут быть приняты, что они не охватываются международным правом и пониманием, достигнутым мировым сообществом.